good afternoon and welcome to Close Street here in St Helens, the home of Thatto Heath Crusaders. It's Crusader Park. It's day 2 of your BARLA-filled weekend of county championship action, and we are in the second game of this under-17 series where Lancashire enter the competition. Last week it was a resounding win for Yorkshire up in Cumbria. The Cumbrians have something to prove. Both sides entering the field. My name's Dave Parkinson, delighted to be alongside Mr. Steve Manning. Steve, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, good afternoon everybody. In Lancashire, it's the first game in the defence of their championship under-17s that they won so impressively last year. It's the first hit out, so obviously I know they've been training well for the last couple of months, and as I reiterated yesterday, the coach's hardest job for the coach has been to tell players that haven't managed to make this Lancashire squad to be similar in relation to Cumbria, where I had the honour of presenting the jerseys last week. But this should be a cracking game. Cumbria, they've played 70 minutes, so they know what it's all about. They'll have something to prove. They've just come from down the road, but they will want to show that they can put on a better performance than they did last week. I mean, Cumbria with 20 points to 10 behind, I think it was, 22-0 down at one stage, and then they got a try before half time. You start thinking it's game on here, but every time they made an elementary mistake from the restart, either a knock on or not getting the short kick off, and Yorkshire hit them hard as such. So we should be in for a cracking game, Dave, and I'm really looking forward to it. And there's not a bad crowd here for this 1:30 Sunday afternoon game 2 of the championship.
It is of course live on our league. We're happy to have your company as well, and the two sides line up like this. For Lancashire, it's Dan McGann at fullback, Callum Gregory, Michael Loz, Sam Worrell and Ben Shields in the back line. At half-back it's Jack Horton and Jordan Fishwick. In the front row it's AJ Hussey, Toby Goodmarsh, Tom Yates, and the back row that lines up with Connor Davis, Harrison Chappell, Oliver McMahon. It's a bench of Luke Slater, Max Walsh, Ben Hogg and Cameron Hay. And for the Cumbrian side, Steve? Yeah, playing in
they're all the navy blue and white hoops with navy blue shorts. At fullback we've got Ryan Wilson. On the wings we've got Ben Postlethwaite and Jackson Traverse. The centres are Morgan Ackerley and Alex Marsden. Half-backs are Pat Cush and Jack Newbegin. And in the forwards, the props are Daniel Hartley and Rio McQuiston, and at hooker is Dion Crow. Second rowers are Taylor Richardson and Martin Brunn, and loose forward is Will Hadwin. Substitutes for Cumbria: 14 Ethan Clement, 15 David Beck, 16 Jamie McQuire, 17 Jonah Kelly. The referees Josh Scaife. The touch judges are Matthew Clayton and Jake Butcher, and the pleasantries are all over. It's going to kick off any minute now.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing how this game goes. It's always a bit of an unknown, this age group, isn't it?
It is, the potential's there, and they've got the pathway. And let's be quite honest, there's still a chance to achieve the goals that we want to do in relation to the programme. I've seen a few Super League scouts here, so they know that there's some gems out here just waiting to be plucked, and that's whether it be from Lancashire or Cumbria today or Yorkshire next week when game 3 takes place at Featherstone Rovers RLFC, which is a change from where it was originally going to be played at Charleston. But this is game 2, and Lancashire will be hoping to go into that game winners going into game 3.
So we have the whistle from our referee Josh Scaife, and away we go. It's kicked off in favour of Lancashire, so they take first use of possession but have dropped it. Fishwick had to funnel back to collect.
Well, there's only any such thing as early nerves. I think Jordan Fishwick's got rid of his.
Let's see if Lancashire can build from this position deep inside their own half. It's a good tackle straight up from the number 12 Martin Brunn from Cumbria, and that's a big run by AJ Hussey from Newton Storm. Good to see Newton getting a player of recognition, isn't it? I always like these times of year because we get to mention perhaps some teams I don't always get to mention.
Well, it just shows how a lot of clubs take their the youth policy seriously, and he's come through the system, hasn't he, Dave?
Certainly has. Run comes in from dummy half from Toby Goodmarsh, product of Lee Miners Rangers. Up just beyond the 40-metre line, ball funneled back, kick to complete this set from Jack Horton. It'll bounce, it'll drift towards the touchline. That's where it's picked up and over. It's knocked
what a
on
mistake!
And picked right up by Lancashire, who'll do well to stay within the field of play. and he does well, does Ben Shields, but there's no advantage.
Well, there wasn't. I mean, we had that one down there, and it didn't dictate the game of play. But you get Ben Postlethwaite had plenty of time. Perhaps he had too much time there, but he knocked on, and Ben Shields tried getting the loose ball, but they put him down, or else we could have had an early score. But Cumbria then, instead of looking forward to the first set of 6 attacking, they've now got to put the defensive heads on and keep this Lancashire side out 20 metres from the try line.
Interesting thing from both of these wingers for Cumbria, they've both got headgear on. Don't often see that with wingers, so usually it's like, well, look out for the lad with the headgear.
Well, there's the wingers, but there's a few of them with the headgear on, isn't there? But,
here come Lancashire inside the 20 metre line. There's Hussey, big run from him, wins a penalty as well. Offside is the call.
Well, I would run it, Dave, but it is a county championship, so do you go for the 2?
To be fair, I think I would want to run it, play with it. The shout has come from the touchline, and that's exactly what the Lancashire lads are going to do. So tap taken, run comes in from number 10 Tom Yates. Yates hurls himself at the try line, held just short by 3. Goodmarsh out to the left hand side, goes through hands, ever so close with Connor Davis. Still got a good line up down the left hand side of Lancashire, but he's darting forward. Goodmarsh just held up, just short of that try line as well. Lancashire asking all the questions so far. Long ball out to the left hand side.
Oh, they had numbers.
Michael Laws, I think, has gone in.
Well, they had numbers, didn't they? They often puff about three tackles, and then when they got the opportunity, they pinged it out wide, and a classic opening try and a great start for Lancashire. And it comes, like I say, off the back of that initial mistake from Ben Postlethwaite, but an ideal start for Lancashire now. They'll be settled. They've had 2 sets. They've scored off the second set. From Cumbria, they've just got to be banded brothers and put that behind them and see if they can reciprocate what their open age side did when they went 10-0 down early doors yesterday in the double header, but came away 20-18 winners. But that was an open age. This is under 17s, and Cumbria wouldn't have wanted to have given a try away as early as they have. But we've got a kick now. It's going to come from the touch line. It's not the ideal site you want to try to turn the 4 into 6 with your first kick, but I'm sure he's up for the job. He hits it well, but it spirals, I think, towards the right of the H's there, Dave, but not the easiest one to go for your first go at getting a 2-pointer, Dave.
No, definitely not, but Lancashire have the early advantage by 4 points to 0. Good showing there, and the goal kick missed by Jack Horton. Scored out on the left hand side by the centre, wearing number 3, according to our team sheet anyway, Michael Loss.
Yes, we've just got to reiterate that, because I don't see why we should get the flack for giving the wrong names and numbers on the shirts if we've not been told in advance. Anyway, it's New Biggins who restarts the game for Cumbria. He punts it downfield, and this time Jordan Fishwick fires his forward to start the opening. New Biggins involved in the tackle with Taylor Richardson, and it looks like Dan McGahan who drives forward, but Will McQuiston puts the tackle in.
Widnes Moorfield, fullback, has been in good form, according to the coaching staff of Lancashire. Lancashire making some good yards down the left hand side. They got themselves up right near the halfway line. Goodmarsh picks up, continues the movement down that left hand side. That's Loss again.
Martin Brun putting the tackle in.
The numbering up well at the moment in defence, Cumbria, forcing Lancashire to kick from on the 40 metre line. He's a bit too much on that. Oh, it's come off the feet there of Ryan Wilson. He's going to have to play it. He's giving himself lots of work to do. Tell you what, he's dropped it. He's dropped it. And Lancashire think they've scored. But no, it's going to be a drop out from underneath the post. That's a lead off for Cumbria, that.
Well, that was a bit of a comedy of errors, wasn't it? A punt downfield, and Ryan Wilson goes back for it, tracking it back. It goes off his knee, it goes in goal. He starts panicking, gets it. He can hear their moves as he turns round. He sees 3 of them, and he lost the ball, but somehow managed to put it down before that one of those 3 terriers could touch down, although Connor Davies thought he scored. Anyway, we've got a drop out, and it's Jordan Fishwick. He offloads it to Sam Worrell, who drives forward, and 3 involved in the tackle, including Taylor Richardson, and good march again out to half-back. Ball goes left to Harrison Chappell. Chappell drives it forward, and he's wrapped up by Will Hadwin and Taylor Richardson. It looks as if it's going to be a tackling game for this Cumbria side as Hussey drives forward.
It's a huge drive. Brilliant try from Hussey. Too big and too strong, really drove his way over from about 15 metres out.
Well, he took 3 Cumbrians with him, good start there, and one thing for sure, they weren't going to stop. And the only thing that would have stopped would have been a steamroller, but superb drive, and using his body weight, his upper body strength to go for the try. So, sadly, from a Cumbria point of view, 2 mistakes, and Lancashire have made them pay, and they've made them pay big style, Dave. It's 10-0, it's 8-0 with the kick to come. And it's Jack Horton who's going to try and improve it. It's at a better angle than the one he had from the touchline a few minutes earlier. But what a great start for the hosts, Cumbria. I know it's a third journey for them, but it's watching at the moment, Dave. It's as if they've not got off the bus.
Well, they've struggled with the pace of the game so far, haven't they? Maybe that's a little bit.
Early tackles have been okay, but it's just that back end, isn't it?
It's at the back end of the sets, yeah. So maybe it's a concentration thing. Here's Houghton.
I think there was a few gentlemen noticed that we were in identical headgear.
I'm glad we got the memo this morning. We're both,
and on our radio, they probably think we are a couple of oddballs. As the kick goes over from Jack
Speak
Horton,
for yourself.
which makes it 10.
I've been insulted in far better places than this.
Well, I haven't for a lot longer.
So, 8 points to 0. That's what the scoreline is.
He kicked it, didn't he? Did he kick that, didn't he? Did he miss it?
Missed it.
8 points to 0. I
Beg your pardon, Dave.
I'm glad my co-commentator's on the ball this afternoon.
It's from this right-hand side yesterday in those games. On this right-hand side, when we thought they'd be relatively simple kicks, they've shanked them, haven't they?
Mr. Manning, put your glasses on.
I have. I thought he shanked it inside, but he didn't. Yeah, it's 8-0.
8 points to 0 in favour of Lancashire under-17s. This is the BARLA Three Counties Championship, and straight back into action again. What a drive that is to start the set off. He's already 25 metres from his own line. Now, Lancashire running in field through Ben Shields.
It's a good run, this.
Finding a bit of space.
It's a very good run.
It's a super run. Just caught on the edge there.
Well, I think they've seen this left edge as the zone to aim for, Dave.
Well, there looks like there's 1 or 2 little errors in this Cumbrian side as Callum Gregory bought another 10 metres there. There's loss. Big and strong the centre. Up towards that 20-metre line as far as Lancashire are concerned. They've given the penalty away.
Well, they're all worst enemies, aren't they, there? I think that was Dion Crow, and he was helped out on the tackle with Rio McQuiston, who was feeling that his left thigh. Hopefully it's nothing untoward, but what the referee's wanting and what we're wanting and what I'm sure the viewers are wanting is a quick game with plenty of tries, and we could have that today.
It's a good run from Oliver McMahon to start off the set. Picked up by Goodmarsh. Oh, he's quick. He's very quick. He's 5 metres away from that line. Straight in front of the posts. Where's this ball going to go? He comes down to the right-hand side. Fishwick digs in, feeds it out to the back. And Dan McGann, who's upending.
That could be a penalty. No. Well,
all seen as legal in the eyes of the referee as Goodmarsh hands on for Hussey again. Big and strong. He's got half the team on him there. And they just about force him back inside the field of play. But it's Lancashire again. Frishwick all the way out to Shields. Shields on the outside. Does well. It's a super finish. What a finish that is in the corner. Getting past Ben Postlethwaite. He had no right to score that try, Steve.
He hadn't. I mean, it was 1-on-1 and he backed himself, didn't he? He's a big lad for a 17-year-old or under 17. Could have just turned 16, couldn't he? But once again, we've got the touch judge and the referee working well together, making sure that he did touch it down. But again, it's as a result of Cumbria giving possession away, and this time they gave it away through a penalty. There were some drives. I'm just wondering if what looked to me a tackle that could have been penalised for, whether that G'd Lancashire up, because after that tackle it was Hussey who drove for the line and was just edged out. Like you said, about half the team, so a quick play the ball, you're going to have the gaps, aren't you? And it was a brilliant cut-out pass, and it was a good try. And we've got Jack Horton, he's got another one from just off the touchline here.
We're both watching this one, and it is going wide, that one, so scoreline remains 12 points to 0 in favour of Lancashire. 3 early tries though, it's a great start.
It is. I mean, at the moment kicks aren't going to be crucial, Dave. Whether they will do later down the line we don't know, but from a Cumbria point of view, what they've got to do is punt it downfield, make sure that Lancashire are attacking from nearest damn it to the line, and try and force them to complete a set of 6 and get the ball back and try and get in this Lancashire half, because as far as I can recollect, they've not done that yet, Dave, have they? I think they've only had one set, and but it was a nondescript set, for want of a better expression.
Yeah, they've not even been anywhere near the halfway line, have they, to be fair, as that's a mid-range restart. Holds in the air,
there's a chance on here.
Was he offside? Referee waves play on. Goodmarsh, he's down the ground. In fact, he's across the ground rather than up it.
Well, it looked like an error from Dan McGahan, but obviously the referee's up there. He's nearer than we are, Dave. But from a Lancashire point of view, everything's going to plan whatever was said, pre-game.
There's Loss with another carry. Plays his ball to Goodmarsh, who turns it to his right-hand side to Oliver McMahon. McMahon, good run up towards that 40-metre line. He's just over it. He'll play it to Goodmarsh, who finds a runner in Hussey. Hussey's been busy during these early stages, hasn't he?
Well, he's bustling, and it's only taken 3 this time, Dave. So they're getting used to his work. Oh, a bit of a juggle.
Yeah, juggle there from McMahon. It comes out to this right-hand side, feeds it down this right-hand side. First time really that Chappell's got hold of it. Good run as well from Chappell.
He's hungry. It was on last tackle now then. What are we going to get? This left channel again.
Horton kicks it high.
It's a good kick.
This one to test out Traverse, who knew he was going to get hit as soon as he got hold of that one.
He took it well, really, didn't he? Now can they exploit this Lancashire defence?
Ryan Wilson can't escape the clutches of 3 defenders. Still inside his own 10-metre line. Picked up by Crow, who feeds it left. A spinning, hitting run. Eventually he's brought down there, though, is Alex Marsden. Crow again, setting the platform, passing to his right-hand side. That's a good run. That's a huge run forward there by Martin Brunn, who's got with a couple of good runs, I must be said.
New Beginnings.
Long kick from New Beginnings. It'll hold up. Trickles just over the 20-metre line. McGann has work to do. Does really well. Escapes the clutches of the first defender. He's not going to get away from that tackle from the Cumbrian skipper, Hadwin.
Have we got an injury in back play, Dave? Have I missed something here?
Well, there's a Lancashire's 13. He's going off the field. So Oliver McMahon has drifted off to the touchline.
But I think they might be a little bit encouraged by that, Cumbria. They've given it a good fist, but now they've got to back it up now and get the shoulders in these tackles as Callum Gregory hits and spins, and he drives down that side and he makes a good 10 metres till he's puts the ground, and all of a sudden Lancashire about 5 metres short of the halfway line, and it's substitute who's just come on, drives it forward on his first hit. He takes one off Dion Cross, does Luke Slater, and it's not bad. What a great immediate impact that he's made, Dave, off the bench.
Well, yeah, I mean, I suppose with your first carry you want to get through the first tackler, which he did, and then he's won the penalty as well, so you couldn't ask for much better. So
it's the third penalty in my head that Cumbria have given away, and they've proved crucial the last 2 where tries have been scored, as number 11 Connor Davis drives it forward. He runs into Luke Hadwin, 1 or 2 in the tackle there. The ball goes right now to Fishwick, I think I thought he'd got away with that one for a second there, but the referee saw him in obstruction. So it's a big let off that for Cumbria on second tackle with that penalty that Lancashire conceded, the first of theirs.
I think just for a second I thought he got away with it as well. He will find touch. It's a great kick actually from Cumbria. They'll advance downfield.
This is going to be the best attacking position as well, isn't it, Dave? The first time they've actually attacked from inside this Lancashire half, and it's Ben Postlethwaite who flicks that ball there to Dion Crow, He put himself about last week in that opening game, and he's certainly got to do it this afternoon. And it's out to New Biggins, who drives it forward, 35 metres away, cross at Acton half back, glances left, and the ball goes left down this short side.
That's a good run, a really good run. One-on-one tackle was great on Taylor Richardson, however, though. Soon joined. Fishwick got him right round the legs, though. As New Begin brings it to the right-hand side. That's Daniel Hartley. Hartley's dropped it.
Lost the ball, and
Lancashire picked up, and they've already advanced 5 metres.
Well,
and celebrated it.
Well, that's criminal, isn't it? You know, early in the tackle. But this is the best attack they'd had, and they've lost it, I think, after 2 tackles.
Another forceful run coming in. That's better defence from Cumbria, though. Can they control him to ground? They do. 3 in the tackle. Lancashire in behind their own 30-metre line as Good Mash hurls it into the middle, finds the running of Luke Slater. Slater put down near the halfway line, 20 metres away from touch. They'll bring it down this right-hand side with Fishwick. Lovely sleight of hands. Great running here, Chappell. Chappell taking on the fullback. Goes right over the top of him, but there is support there to bring him down.
Ryan Wilson put the tackle in with Morgan Acker leaves the attack down the short side.
It's a great run down this right-hand side by Sam Worrell. Inside the 10-metre line he goes.
Last tackle.
Good Marsh passes into the middle. There's Fishwick. Looks like he's got held, but it gets an offload. Oh, and then it's hacked forward. Is there a little bit too much on that one? Yes, there is. Oh no, he's got a touch on it. It's going to be a drop out from under the post.
Well, kicks is only good. I thought they were going to get a 7 tackle set there, Dave, but a kicks is only good as its chase, and it's the chase that obviously forced them to put it into touch.
I think you described it before as hearing the hooves, and that's certainly what the Cumbrian player found.
They certainly heard a lot of hooves this opening quarter, that's for sure.
Long restart taken by McGann. Here's Hussey. Look at that running straight back through the middle, past
20.
2, past 3, inside the 20, eventually hauled down in the middle of the field. It's causing havoc every time he touches it. It's brought down the right hand side. Luke Slater turns, made the ball available, no one was there. Good Marsh told him to take the tackle. 5 metres away from the line. Good Marsh feeds it to the right. Another big hit coming in. Has the ball gone loose there? Penalty will go against Lancashire.
It was a good tackle. Has it done for,
it's another obstruction call. So that's twice now that Lancashire have been penalised for obstruction.
I've got to say, in relation to the opening moments of this game, this AJ Hussey, I remember at St Helens they had a player called Mossy Masau who was classed as the rocking ball, and to me ended up being a puff ball. But watching this AJ Hussey, he's certainly a wrecking ball. Every time he gets it, he's making good metres, and his last drive was 25 metres.
I can't believe you're comparing him with Mossy Masai. He's already done 18 minutes, you know.
Well, yeah,
Mossy would only ever be used in about 10 to 12 minutes.
Didn't he go to Hull KR and started doing 25 minutes?
He's been at Hull KR lately, but let's get back on this game. It's not time for talking Super League. It's these lads who should deserve their limelight. Cumbria in possession, driving through the middle, making some good metres up to their own 40-metre line. Dion Crow will pass to his right side. New Begin gets rid of it. Stuttering run forward by Will Hadwin, trying to come up with the skipper's knock. Falls to the challenge there of Max Walsh. Another one with headgear out amongst the back line, taken in there by 16 Jamie McQuire. Cumbria on the halfway line. Ball pass to the right hand side. Little chip over the top by Pat Cush. Well taken in though, however, by Callum Gregory, who's looked pretty impressive in these early stages.
I could see what Cumbria were doing, but perhaps it should have been a lot deeper and trying to force a mistake with Lancashire running back. But Lancashire have got this ball, and they're on the ascendancy again, and this time it's Dan McGann who makes that break down that left hand side, but he's stopped in his tracks by Daniel Hartley.
It's a cracking run that though. It's put Lancashire right on the front foot. Here comes the 13 Oliver McMahon, swerving run forward to the 20. Over on that left hand side of the field, 20 metres in from touch. Good Marshall pick up out of dummy half, sends it down that short side. Inside it comes again. Is that loss on the charge? All held though on that 10-metre line. Last tackle signalled. Where's this ball going to go?
There's no move right, but it's one short.
Horton kicks it forward, and they've got on it. Great try.
It's a brilliant try. Not sure whether it's the winger who's gone in for that one or not, Dave, but
it was him and McGann who was running the same line.
Yeah, but clever work, really, that sort of thing. You know, it's all about timing and the game plan and everybody knowing what they're doing. But it was a beautiful, well-constructed little angled grubber, a meaningful grubber, and it was a cracking try. And it's the 4th try for the home side, I think, is it? 4th?
That's right, yeah. 16 points to it is. Callum Gregory.
And if it's Jack Horton who's going to be attempting the kick, it's another one from the touchline. He missed his opening one from there for the opening try of the game, so the try scorers aren't making it easy for him, but he's got a good peg on him. He hits it well, and this time it's a little bit too low, so it's 16 points to 0 for Lancashire. We've not had any conversions yet, but we've had, of the conversions, 3 have been difficult ones, you know, from nearest damage to the touchline. But Lancashire are in total control at the moment, and Cumbria, like I say, it was a clever little inventive chip by Cushty, but perhaps he should have punted it downfield and either tried keeping it in play, and so that Lancashire could have been attacking from deeper than they did on that one. But credit where due to Lancashire. Every time they've got the ball, they're moving forward. It's all positive, isn't it? It's not.
It is, yeah. I think as well, not to be too critical of young Pat Cush, because we don't often see halfbacks try and create stuff.
I know what you're going to say, but yeah, I agree.
Unfortunately, it went wrong for him, and Jack Horton kind of showed him how it was done with a little kick up the other end, didn't he?
Yeah.
So 16 points to 0 in favour of Lancashire. It's a great start for them. 4 tries to 0 in the first 22 minutes of this game. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here on Our League. As Luke Slater drives it down that left-hand side, 10 metres in from touch, 20 metres away from his own. In fact, it's 30 metres away from his own line. And they'll dart down that left-hand side. It's another fine run coming in there from Gregory. Gregory will play it. Infield, it's turned. Is his centre, Loss. Scored the first try of the game. Seems a long time since that came in the 3rd minute.
Well, they want in the quick play the ball, aren't they, Lancashire? And they get in it again here.
That's a good run, though. A really good run. Lancashire advancing beyond the 40-metre line. It's played in the middle of the field. 17, Cameron Hay passes to left to Luke Slater. He gets an offload going. This is McMahon, who finds the space down this right-hand side. Chappell eventually caught. 15 metres out from the try line.
Good ankle tap from Beck, last one.
Here's Fishwick. Dabs it for the post. Seems to get taken out as well. They're chasing after it. Oh, has he got the touch there?
No, I don't think he has.
It's another one that's ruled out, I feel.
I think it was Jamie Macquarie who just managed to get his foot there before Lancashire play got it there. He's holding up play. I don't know whether the...
Connor Davies was so close to getting that one though, wasn't he?
He was, and... Jordan Fishwick's down when he just got, as it were, no qualms, pushed down after he'd put the kick in.
Clattered,
the referees
I think I'd describe it.
Well, I'm being polite. It's too early, I'm being polite for a clattering. But he's got up, it's... but again, it was a beautiful grubber that he put in, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Pinpoint accuracy.
New Beggins punts it downfield from the drop. It goes to Fishwick, who brings his winger Ben Shields in. Oh, he loses his footing.
That's a shame. I think had he been able to actually take the man on, he would have beaten him. Lancashire building down the left-hand side. Good run from Walsh to the edge of the 20. Seems to be wrestled down a second time there by Marsden, but he'll stand and play it now. Still on the left-hand side, Houghton feeds it out. 10 metres away from the try line. Bringing it back to the middle. Oh, it's a good run, it's a great run, it's individual try. Brilliance there from Cameron Hay. And Cameron Hay cut his way through.
Well, Toby Goodmarsh had a good opening stint to Tucker. They brought this Cameron Hay on, and well, talk about fleet-footed, and he's not the biggest player, but he certainly drove into the heart of that Cumbria defence, and there's no one was going to stop him. Brilliant individual try, which makes it 20 points to 0 with the kick to come, and there's no such thing as an easy kick, but at least this isn't on the touchline for Jack Horton to have a go at. But he's come back, he's going to be taking it from the 20-metre line. He's come back a little bit, he's edged it a little bit near after the instructions of the referee. And can this be the opening conversion of the game? Like I say, he's had extremely difficult kicks. But hopefully he's had a sighter with those that he's missed. He's lining it up.
There is a bit of a deceptive breeze here, by the way, which seems to be coming in our direction, and he's not been able to judge it yet.
No.
20 points to 0 though.
But they're well and truly in command, and from a Cumbria point of view, they'll be pleased that at this moment in time, Jack Horton hasn't had his kicking boots on, or else we could have been looking at a 30 points to 0 game. But it's 20, which is bad enough, and trying to be positive, Cumbria have got to be the next try scorers, Dave.
They most definitely do. They need something to pick them up.
Yeah.
To do with a bit of decent field position, because they've only had, from my memory, 2 sets where they've been over the halfway line.
And I don't think they've been in the final 10, have they, Dave? You know, they've not even given themselves a real chance, have they yet?
Let's see whether they can fight their way back into this game, just like the Open Age side did yesterday.
Well, that was a 10-0 early deficit. This is a 20, isn't it?
Oh, that's a harsh kick. Oh, it's knocked on.
I thought. Well, Lancashire have shown that they're human. I think that's probably the first mistake they've made, isn't it?
Sam Worrell coming up with the error.
Yeah.
But
over on about attacking position. Well, this is going to be a scrum 20 metres away, Dave. It doesn't get any better from this, from a Cumbria point of view. And if they can get something from this mistake, what they've got to do is make sure that they play out the set, whatever they do, Dave.
Let's have a see if that happens. So New Beginning feeds the scrum. It comes out at the base to Cush. Cush feeds it on. Run comes in there from David Beck. Overwhelmed in the tackle, pushed backwards. In behind him is Ethan Clement. Passes out down the right hand side to Jamie McQuire. McQuire inside that 20 metre line again. They're trying to work something down that side, aren't they? It's a good run.
Oh, it's Marsden, a big part.
Marsden on that right hand side, 2 metres from that try line. He'll have to come back in field now, you feel, and in fact there's no subtlety about that run from Jamie McQuire, straight at the try line.
Took 4 to stop him, Dave.
He certainly did, as he's juggled by Cush. Now Hadwin, yeah, the skipper,
Last
10 metres out. What's the end product going to be? It's moved left, New Beginning, through the line. Oh, it's a huge puddle there.
A new set of 6. The Cumbria lad tried hacking it on, lost it, and it was number 5, Ben Shields, who tried picking up. That is one hell of a puddle, that, isn't it?
I think there were 3 players got caught out by the puddle. It's caught us out. We didn't realise there was a puddle down there. Wow.
I was going to say what great condition pitch is in, but obviously with the rain that we've had, but that's a cracking puddle for somebody in the second half to slide through to score, perhaps.
It all went to aquaplane, didn't it? Here come Cumbria again. Good run from the base of the scrum. Jamie McQuire right underneath the shadow of the posts. Clement to push it left. Oh, big collision there. Well done, Luke Slater. Really forced himself on the player there, didn't he? 5 metres away from the line. Well, it all goes a little slow motion.
Slowed it down.
Push out to the right hand side. Oh, it's through hands. Out to that man, Marsden. Marsden trying to wrong foot the defence, but it's there. It's turned up in numbers. They're still 2 metres out from the try line here, Cumbria. Another less than subtle run.
McQuire again.
He certainly hits it, doesn't he, McQuire? As it comes out to Cush, who links it out the back. This is a good run. It's more than a good run.
In for the try. It's Jonah Kelly, Dave.
Points from Kelly. Lovely ball out to this left-hand side, and Lancashire just found themselves a little bit strapped for numbers, didn't they?
Well, he got that ball. He took it on the crash, didn't he? And he backed himself with the cap, and it took some stopping. But that's the first time that, as it were, that there's been a gap in that Lancashire defence. So, from a Cumbria point of view, after that knock on that back-to-back sets, they've got their opening points of the game. It's just to the left of the H's, and it's New Beggins. Could be the first of the converters of the kickers lining up for it, but it is just to the left of the post. But that pressure then turned into points when that ball was grubbered on, a crossfield angle grubber. The Cumbria lad tried hacking it on, he couldn't get it, and then it was Ben Shields who tried getting that ball, but all of a sudden it was in the puddle, and the puddle beat him, and it gave Cumbria the chance to get back-to-back sets, which they did, and they scored off it. And now we're going to get New Beggins. He hits it and he puts it between the H's. Good style. It goes into the trees. I would hope that there's somebody that are going to look for that one as such, but it's 20 points to 6, and I'm not saying it's game on, but at least they've got a slight foothold, and they've should now hopefully have that confidence to think that we're behind, but we can get tries, and that defence isn't as unbeatable as they thought it was before them 2 back-to-back sets, Dave.
Yeah, I thought that Cumbria built the way into that score pretty well, didn't they? You know, as we said about that big puddle catching us all out, it caught Lancashire out for definite. The error came in, and Cumbria good enough to punish it.
So what way will Lancashire respond? Like I said, when they played last week, Cumbria, every time they scored a try, they either lost it when Yorkshire did a short kick-off, or a knock-on early in the tackle count, which then gave Lancashire possession, and they went down and scored a try. But so they've got to bear that in mind, and I'm sure they will have done. The coach will have told them that before this game started.
Maguire doing well down that right-hand side once again. Big collision, great hit coming in there.
Slater again.
It's little Cameron Hay as well, who got himself right under the ball. Another good run from Hadwin. He's found the going tough. Cumbria just behind their side of the halfway line. Not convinced with that play of the ball, but it comes to the left-hand side anyway. Here's a stepping run from Ryan Wilson. Does well. Finds support on his outside. Good play from Fishwick. Did really well to get amongst Taylor Richardson and help bring him down with a little bit of assistance. Last tackle. A hoof kick forward. Oh, it comes off the shins there of McGann. He's got work to do.
Has he got it?
Kelly hasn't got it.
Unlucky.
Hasn't got it. Just lost out.
But again, it was brave for McGahan. Going to go back and get that ball, wasn't it, Dave? Because he made a slight mistake and he made up for his error there.
He certainly did. Here comes McGann again. Little stepping, stuttering run. Gains 5 metres from the play the ball. Hay at dummy half. Brings it right. Whoa! Big collision there with Ben Hogg. You like that one?
It's Jonah Kelly. Again.
Luke Slater. No one's going to do that to Slater.
I'll be very surprised if they do, Dave.
Look at that. That's some great yards after contact from Slater. Marches towards the halfway line. Hay picks up out of dummy half, puts it left. Kick comes in from Horton. Horton with a long kick, and it goes over the head there of the fullback Wilson.
Well, this time he regathers, Dave. The last time he did that, it went off his knee and he ended up having a dropout. But that's a cracking recovery run as well. 20 odd metres the fullback made there.
It was a combination of brilliant running back into play and a bit of a poor kick chase from a Lancashire point of view, in all honesty.
But Jonah Kelly there, he's just made another 10 metres, Dave. He's come on off that bench with something to prove, I think.
Here's Ackley, scored that spectacular try last week against Yorkshire from a scrum. Oh, there's a knock on though. See, commentator's curse has struck again. I've praised him for something he did in his last game, and he's.
Hey, that's 2-0. You did that yesterday, didn't you?
I did. Happens every game, Steve. Every game. I sometimes think I should shut up when I'm doing my commentary, and then
I'm thinking about Terrell as well. When we were picking that Terrell up, saying he signed for Barrow, what a player he is, and then he lets us down in that under-19s, didn't he? And had 10 minutes.
Got himself sin-binned.
Yes.
One player we did praise very well yesterday though was Conor Graney. Thought he was very good, but here come Lancashire and Fishwick.
Good tackle though there on him by Morgan Ackley.
He's the son of Mick Fishwick, by the way, who's well known in amateur rugby league coaching circles on this side of the Pennines. Good run, battling run followed by Walsh. Gets the ball out, it comes all the way across. Running chance here for Callum Gregory. He's still going, Gregory. Oh, he's an angry young man, isn't he? Look at him twisting, spinning.
Fair play to Pat Cush though, he kept hold of him, Dave, but there's another try. But have they got him from the I think they have.
They have. He's been sucker punched again of Cumbria. Sprightly work out of dummy half from Cameron Hay, and he picked up and dived.
Yeah, I mean, you've got. Well, I know you'll not feel sorry for Cumbria if you're a Lancashire supporter. You're watching it wanting Lancashire to take you out. But the bottom line is, after that last tackle by Pat Cush, when he eventually put that player down, you think, well, job done. So giving a try away like that in the great scheme of things was what wasn't what they wanted. But he's done what you could call the typical hooker's job by, as it were, scooting from close range over the try line for that try for Lancashire, and which shows his skill with the one he scored when he scooted 15 metres and left that Cumbria defence for dead. Now then, can Jack put this one over?
Give it chances. Oh, again, not quite found the range. But that is half time.
And what a time to score that try. Psychologically, we thought Cumbria had done it, didn't we, Dave? But Lancashire, they've gone down there and scored it again on the stroke of half time to give his side a 24 points to 6 lead. And, well, Lancashire are, they've got a funny feeling then that Cumbria were going to stay and have a huddle, but it's not the warmest. But Cumbria are at the moment, I think they're going to be staying on field, and the Lancastrians are going in for a warm.
6 first half tries from Lancashire. It all opened up in the 3rd minute when Michael Loss went over on the left hand side. Then we saw Hussey charging through. He proved unstoppable in his 23-minute stint on the field. Can't believe that Steve was comparing with Mossy Masai, but there we go. 8 points to 0 at that stage. It then became 12 points to 0 after 10 minutes, thanks to a brilliant finish in the right corner by Ben Shields. Again, it went unconverted, and Callum Gregory came up with a try of his own after 21 minutes. Then it was all changed. Toby Goodmarsh made way for Cameron Hay, and Hay dived over from dummy half, sprightly piece of work for him after 25 minutes. Cumbria thought they got themselves back into it, like Steve mentioned. A really well worked try for Jonah Kelly, converted by Newbiggin for 20 points to 6, and Cameron Hay scoring right near the end, the very last play, as it turned out, and a really good run on that left hand side by the winger Callum Gregory, who's having a bit of a stormer, to be fair.
Well, I've got to say, from 1 to 17, they've all been impressive who've come on off the bench from a Lancashire perspective. And the forwards, the goal forwards, absolutely outstanding, isn't it? And that's that platform that's setting up for the backs, even though the forwards fancy scoring some tries themselves. Cumbria were it with a world force, weren't they? But I've got to say that Jonah Kelly, since he's come on, I mean, apart from scoring his try, he's put himself about. And I'm on spy watch here at the moment, Dave, and I'm not sure whether those 3 gentlemen, as we look towards where that ball went, whether they are from Yorkshire, and if they are, they'll be impressed with what they've seen so far.
Well, I hope you've been suitably impressed at home as well. I'll just put my teeth back in. 24 points to 6 here at half time. 6 tries from Lancashire, 1 from Cumbria. Will we see a Cumbrian fight back in the second half? Join us in a few minutes' time. Hello and welcome back to second half coverage here at Close Street, St Helens, the home of Thatto Heath Crusaders, where Lancashire hold a commanding 24 points to 6 half-time advantage. They've scored 6 tries in that first half, Steve, but goal kicking has gone against them.
It has, so you could technically say if Cumbria can get another 6-pointer, you know, it's game on, isn't it? But you know, you've got to admire the tries that they've been scored, and you've got to admire these Cumbrian lads. It must be this must be like summer for them, Dave, because they didn't go into the dressing room. They had the tactical talk on the field, but Lancashire went inside, and we've restarted. So it's important that they definitely do this for set of 6, Dave.
Oh, it's a great run! What a start to the new half! Is that Brun? What a super run that was! Straight through from the number 12 Martin Brun up to the 40-metre line. It comes to the right hand side of the ruck, and then goes Jamie McQuire. We already know from his efforts in the first half, he doesn't fear anything, does he? Well,
this is how they started in the second half last week, and they got a converted try. If they could replicate that, well, who knows?
Taylor Richardson will play it on the Lancashire 40, skirting out down the left hand side. The ball goes out to Morgan Ackley. Ethan Clement certainly picked him up around the plate of the ball as Newbiggin finds his skipper Hadwin. Last tackle signalled. Yes, down on the left hand side. Comes in from Newbiggin. Up in the air. Oh, brilliant take.
Well, he let Larky Salmon, didn't he? I think that was Sam Worrell, Dave.
Ben Shields, I think you'll find, the winger. The tackle comes in down that side. Oh, it's a good tackle on Dan McGann. Was going nowhere, was the Widnes Moorfield player.
Well, you've got to give them credit where due. Cumbria in this opening, that opening drive, and now they put Lancashire's player on their own 20-metre line, and they're in a great position to possibly get back or put a slight foothold in the game, Dave.
They certainly are. I mean, yeah, they're going to be starting this set just 20 metres away from the Lancashire try line. Jack Newbegin to feed the scrum, comes out at the base, wide pass to Cush. He shapes it up and gets it out to Wilson. Who then passes wide. They've fluffed the lines. Great pick up. What a pick up that is from Gregory. And great chase back from Ryan Wilson. Thought he was away then for a second.
Yeah, I mean, from a Cumbria point of view, if you're the coach, that must be really frustrating. They've done the hard work, and I couldn't understand what they were trying to do. Attack down that short side, Dave, but losing it on the first tackle's criminal.
There's loss. Playing for the penalty. Not forthcoming from referee Josh Scaife, who's had a really good game. All of our officials have been top-notch so far in this game. Shuffled out to the right-hand side. Through hands. Spinning, hitting the line there. I think that is Ben Hogg. Hogg will play. Comes back to this left-hand side. Drifting run forward. Offload comes in. Great bit of support work from Lancashire. They're inside the 20.
It's Cameron and Egg.
Ball comes left. Horton kicks it into that corner. Oh! Tell you what, it was cool as a cucumber down that side there was Alex Marston.
I thought he was going to touch it then as that winger ran in, but he wasn't. And
you and
I was waiting for going that puddle again, Dave.
You and I obviously had the same thought, but I responded with an ooh. Here come Cumbria, 24 points to 6 down, picking up out of dummy half. Hitting and spinning run there from Ben Postlethwaite, and then he's wrestled backwards.
That could have been a penalty, and it is a penalty.
Well spotted there, Mr. Manning.
The referee and my mouth are working in tandem at the moment, Dave.
Don't know what to say to that.
I don't
this
know.
ball's headed our way.
I could be doing it. I thought I was going to be doing a John Harrison then.
I thought we were both going to be. I was ducking out of the way. You were after the header.
I was waiting for an Alex.
I was like, oh shit.
Terry's covering his camera.
Yeah, quite right too.
Tap taken. Cumbria on the halfway line virtually. Ethan Clement. He'll tap. Play this ball to the 15, David Beck. Wrapped up by 3. Good position this again for Cumbria, isn't it, to launch an attack from Steve?
Yeah, it is. And where's that pocket battleship, Jonah Kelly?
Well, McQuire's tackled in centre field. Brun will take the next hit up.
I've been impressed with him, Dave, in this side that have been playing catch-up really from the opening minutes.
Seems to have moved into the middle as well, which seems to be suiting him a bit better as it's taken down the left-hand side. Tell you what, they were really deep in that back line there. Taylor Richardson, well caught. You've got to be quick if you're going to run shapes that deep. Oops. And then that time they went from being too deep to too flat. Wilson couldn't take it.
I've got to say, he's put in himself. I mean, he's made a few mistakes, that's right, Wilson, during this game, but he's still looking for that ball, isn't he? And you've got to give him credit where credit's due. But again, Cumbria in a great position to counter-attack, and losing the ball with early in the tackle count. And sadly, it's similar to what they did last week, as when they were playing at a very good Yorkshire side.
It's still 24 points to 6 in favour of Lancashire. We're here at the home of Thatto Heath Crusaders. What a season they've had. What a season they have had to produce as many players as they had for this side. I think there's 6 Thatto Heath lads in this side today. And there's a mistake there from Lancashire. So Cumbria will get another opportunity.
Yeah, and I think they're about 20 metres from the 20 metre line again. And but they've got to keep hold of the ball. And I know you've got to go for the expansive one sort of thing. But perhaps surely you leave it till the 4th, 5th tackle, Dave, rather than surrendering the ball early on. And I think that's what they've got to try and focus themselves on.
Those are the thoughts of Wayne Bennett. Sorry, Steve Manning to my right hand side.
I'm not going to bite here because we're on an RL app, aren't we?
And the left hand side.
And we're employed by the RFL.
Here's Morgan Ackley, plays it. Cumbria bringing the ball back in field. They fluffed the Lions again. Luke Slater's picked up. Counter-attacking run from Slater to the edge of the 20 metre line. No, I was just laughing because you were talking tactics then, Steve. That's all it was.
Yeah, but did everybody understand what I was saying?
I understood what you were saying. In a dummy half now is Cameron Hay. He passes to his right hand side. Luke Slater.
Oh, good ball.
Back. McGann just about controls it. Steps away from 1, steps away from 2, flicks it out the back. It's on that right hand side. Still Lancashire keeping the ball moving. Magnificent hands this. And Hay will eventually take the hit on the floor.
I think he dived and ducked at the right time from New Biggin.
Yeah, he would have got knocked into next week, I think, had he been any more upright.
He's a big lad, isn't he, that to scrum half for Cumbria. There is Jonah Kelly involved in that tackle there as well.
Steve's new favourite player. Little flick comes out of the back from Oliver McMahon. Horton chipping over the top. Losses after this one. Ackland
Up
looks
to
like
the
he'll win
puddle.
the race.
Oh, brilliant.
Great pick up there from Marsden.
Metres from the puddle, Dave. That'd have been interesting.
Someone would have been swimming, wouldn't they?
Slip sliding away.
Here's Ryan Wilson.
Like I say, he's not bothered if he makes a mistake. He's just carrying on, isn't he? Forgetting about it, Dave.
Very honest player. Here's Brun. Wins a penalty for his side. 24 points to 6. We've not had any change to the score in this second half so far. Second half approaching the 8th minute mark.
It's a good punt downfield. They're going to start this attack from the Lancashire 30-metre line. And Ethan Clement waiting for the ball. And well fielded. It's well fielded.
It ended up right near the clubhouse, that one.
And Ethan Clement then waiting to tap it, and he taps it and he gets it out to number 16, Jamin McQuire, who drives forward. Clement goes to Acton Arpak, he glances to his left and to his right, but it goes to the left and it's that man Brunt again who drives it forward. They're about 10 metres away. Good, keeps going as much as he can. 3 in the tackle down this right hand side now, and it's Cush. Cush gets it out to Wilson. Wilson joining the line. Wilson going for it. And he's dragged into touch.
What superb defence that was from Callum Gregory and company.
Absolutely magnificent. I think Wilson thought he's had an in and out game. He was going to get the score perhaps his efforts deserve, but great sliding defence, and Lancashire going to get the scrum head and feet on their own 10-metre line. And
to be fair to Wilson as well, there was a gap there, wasn't there? That
he went for it. Fair play to him, you know. All right, he got his winger on his outside, but I think he'd made that decision that what he was going to do, and it didn't pay off for him.
Great defence from Lancashire, however, and they live to take this ball away from their own 10-metre mark.
Yep.
So Jack Horton to feed the scrum. Be collected at the base by Hay, who finds some support. Whoa, big carry. Straight into the turf though. Picked up out of dummy half by McGann. That's a good run by McGann.
Oh, that's a
good strong defence though.
Yeah, Hadwin and McQuire.
Hay to his right hand side. That's the 13 Oliver McMahon, who's been heavily involved, hasn't he, Steve?
Yeah, he's marshalling that team around really, really well.
I'm impressed with the pace of this Lancashire side though. They're advancing downfield at a great rate of knots up towards the halfway line now, as McMahon finds that man Slater, gets the ball free, then the ball keeps moving down this left hand side to Loss, who just tries to go route 1 straight into the chest of Marsden.
Yeah, good cover tackle there by him.
Connor Davies passes inside, Horton gets his kick away. It'll bobble, it'll bounce, it'll trickle its way down to Ryan Wilson, who looks up and just sees those white and red shirts in front of him.
I think he's been seeing a lot of them, hasn't he? Oh dear.
Back on there by Alex Marsden. He did that crucial thing, didn't he, where he looked up at the defender.
Yeah. I was going to say he's been doing a lot of that, seeing them Lancashire players coming towards him as Ryan Wilson throughout the game, Dave.
First real attacking opportunity this for Lancashire in the second half. I know we spoke a lot about Cumbria only getting a couple of attacking sets late on in that first half. Cumbria's done pretty well in this game in the second half.
Territorially, yeah.
They've kept Lancashire away from this area until now.
But now they've got to. We'll see how strong that defence is, won't we, Dave? And how lethal. Oh, and it's
lost it.
Lost by Cameron Haig from that scrum, and again it's a criminal on the first tackle. So they've managed to reciprocate what Cumbria did a short time ago in this second half.
Good run through the middle there by McQuiston. Cumbria trying to play it wide. There's Ackley. We know he's got a bit of pace. Flicks the ball.
Good offload.
Ben Postlethwaite all wrapped up. Still behind their own side of the halfway line here, Cumbria. but battling the way forward as New Biggin knew he was going to get hit. Feeds it onto his skipper, Will Hadwin.
Good run.
It's a cracking run from Hadwin, that.
Lancashire player in, is it?
It's Hay.
Yeah, it's a young hooker, yeah. Cameron Hay. But he's got up, but, somebody's on making sure he's okay. At any age, Dave, it's all about player welfare, isn't it? And that's what we're seeing again, isn't it? Now, if he's not 100%, I'm sure that they'll take him off, but I'm sure he'll want to stay on and try and get his hat trick, won't he? But I think he is going off, so fair play, common sense really, whether he'll get opportunity to come back on, but it's not a bad substitution if they're going to swap him with Toby Goodmarsh and he gets a good hand. He's a good off the field, does Cameron there, but if that's who they're swapping him, it's not a bad swap, is it? Because he was outstanding there opening 20.
Goodmarsh is back on the field. Cumbria still in possession. McQuiston through hands, little dummy.
Cush.
Was that the noise of the tackle or his name? It works for both.
I think you're a bit of both, really, Dave.
Inside it comes to Brun. He's been very good second half so far in the front row. Up to the 30, last tackle signalled. Clement will pass left. Kick to come in from New Biggin. McQuiston's after it. It's a hanging kick in the air. Shields does well. Gets bundled back to his own line. As he in behind, he is.
Well, they always say a kick's is only as good as it's chasing. At one stage, it looked that Lancashire would get that and get back in play. But, it's a spirited effort, this by Cumbria in the second half.
It is. Still trailed by 18 points, but I'm sure the coaching staff will be really pleased with the efforts that they're putting in at the moment.
Yeah, it's all about the start, isn't it? They got off to a bad start last week and then they were playing catch up and they're playing catch up again, but it will be interesting if they can double the points tally.
So I think it was 52-18 last week, wasn't it?
So points to... Oh, it's Brun!
Brun running. Brun on the run.
Very good, Dave.
Up to the 20 metre line, there's a Lancashire player on his haunches there. Wow, big collision. Feeling his shoulder. Tell you what, I don't think I'd fancy trying to stop.
It's Ben Hogg. Ben Hogg it is who take that one, but he's having a cracking second. Well, he's had a cracking second half, and he's shown what he can do with the ball in hand, hasn't he, Dave?
Certainly has.
And we're here. This is the 17s, and yesterday we did the double header, which was the 19s and open age. From a Cumbria point of view, for these players, for the pathway that each county have, it's looking good for them, for these 17s to integrate probably next year into the under 19s if they're over the age limit, Dave, or for the age group.
Well, you sometimes find that, don't you? There's usually a good progression that goes from 17s to 19s and then into open age. I was having a chat with Craig Farryman, the Lancashire coach, at the end of last week, and he's already moved a couple of players up from last year's under 19s. There's a few players, as we saw yesterday, that already look capable of that step, as Cumbria working the ball down the left hand side with their skipper Hadwin inside that 20 metre line. Still they're knocking on the door. Ackley changes his point of direction, flicks the ball back onto Crow. Crow is held 10 metres out. Infield it comes to New Biggin. New Biggin, dummies. Sergi's on. The defence is pretty sound though. One player has took a knock though. And we'll have another short stoppage here.
I'm trying to think, is it the hooker again? No, it's Oliver Mahan who's gone down, but he's got up now. But they're a couple of metres from that try line now. Can Cumbria turn this pressure into points?
Looks like they're going to put this ball
down the short side again.
There's Crow.
Crow's driving for it, but he's pushed back by three Lancastrians.
There wasn't really much doing down that side, was there?
No.
Bring it back to the right. New Biggin onto Brun. Whoa, big hit. That was great defence from Lancashire.
It was. I mean, a fair play. He backed himself, on that last tackle. I know he got numbers on his right-hand side, but his second half performance merited that he went for it, I think, there, Dave.
And Hussey, he's back on for Lancashire.
So just when they think they've got everything under control, they bring the AJ Hussey on the prop, who had an outstanding opening 23 minutes.
Let's see where Lancashire can end up at the end of this particular set as McGann drifts off on the right side. He'll play it outside his 30. Still he'll continue down that blind side. It's a good run forward that from Ben Shields. Infield it comes. Once again, that is the 13 McMahon.
Oh, and he tried offloading, but he doesn't get it away, and it's Morgan Ackley who picks that ball up, and again they've got the ball, they've got possession, and they've got it inside the Lancashire half. And it's number 16, Jamie McQuire, driving forward. He makes a few metres, but there's two Lancashires. There's a tackle. Michael Loss is one of them. They're going down the short side again, Cumbria, and it's 15 Beck who drives, but he's well wrapped up by Loss.
I don't understand why they took it down that side. They seem to be open on the other side.
Well, after that try saver that they had down there, and here is again that man Brun, and it takes 3 to put him down again, and Ethan Clement at acting outback. Ball goes left to Cush. Cush puts it out to New Beggars. They've got numbers if he wants. There's a great cut-out ball now, then the winger is cutting inside. And he tries handing off, but great sliding defence by Lancashire. New Beggars at acting halfback. Gets it out to prop Rio McQuiston, who scored in last week's game. And he's driven for him, he's gone again.
Great result there for Cumbria. Persistence paying off eventually there, Steve, and probably no less than the second half performance deserves.
No, he scored a try last week, and he tried getting back. But like I said, Cumbria's problem is, and hopefully I don't know what's going to happen, once they scored a try, it's either a mistake or they lose the ball. And last week Yorkshire hit him hard and scored off each one. But that was a cracking try. It's out wide though, but if he can they can add the extras here. There's only 12 in it, and from Lancashire point of view, they're still in command, but they've not been able to convert a try yet. At the moment, territorially, Cumbria have had the advantage, and you could say that they've reaped the rewards. But this from New Biggin, like it's from the touchline. I think he's a left footer. So whether this is good, no, he's not. He's a right footer. Whether this is a good side, but it's a good hit. But he misses it, so it's 24 points to 10. So there's a long way for the visitors to go, but they'll be buoyed by this performance so far, and they're going to get the ball back. And well, basically they've just got to think, let's get down there and get another.
Yeah, that was good. That from Cumbria, good spell of pressure, forced a couple of errors as well on Lancashire, and made one count.
Yeah, but as I look waiting for this restart, that man will see he's probably going to be chasing this one and hopefully try and get a mistake from the visitors. But when it became 24-0, I don't know about you, Dave, I thought it could be a bad day in the office for Cumbria, but it's been a spirited fight back in this second half.
Lost with the restart. It bounces.
It's gone
fielded
backwards.
by Wilson.
Well, that went back, didn't it?
He's gone backwards. Wilson's having a great attack. He's making up for it. He's up to the 20-metre line. He's still going. Gains another 5 metres.
You've got to give him a bigger rap there, mustn't you? You know, I mean, he must have thought seconds ago, oh dear, worst to that effect, and then he does a run like that.
So it's Lancashire chasing this Cumbrian side down, who are trying to get upfield. Spirited is the word that Steve Manning used. I'd call them really organised this second half, actually. If they've been really impressed with them.
Well, whatever the coach said, I mean, all right, they didn't go into that dressing room. They stayed out and had a good team hug, and probably, I suppose
up to the 40-metre line.
Spoke some home truths, Dave, but at the moment they're in the Lancashire half again. Last tackle
completes it. High hanging kick. There's work here to be done. He's nowhere near it. Is the Lancashire man? He's down. He's grounded. Here's Marsden stepping back in field.
Marsden's going!
He's gone to the line.
What a cracking try, Dave. Have we got a game on, do you think, now?
Definitely at 24 points to 14. About 15 minutes remaining in this one as well. It
was one hell of a bomb that was by New Biggins, wasn't it, Dave? And it hung in the air, and for a better expression, a kick is only as good as its chase, and they went there. I mean, they probably thought he's going to take it, but they were there, and when they got that loose ball, they didn't panic, and a great individual effort by Marsden as such, but New Biggins, and if he can put this one over, we've seen a few from about this angle over the weekend, and they haven't got over, but if you can put this between the matches, it's 24-16. We've got an 8-point ball game on our hands. So he lines it up. Lancashire having a chat between themselves. As it we're probably saying, look, we're 24-0, let's get a set, let's get that ball, let's get some possession, and let's kick on again. New Beggars kicks on right between the H's, and that's makes a score in the game. It's 24 points to 16. New Biggins has converted 2 tries, and there's 8 points in it. And well, Dave, I didn't see this. Being quite honest, at 24-0, I didn't see this coming.
Well, we do watch one of the most unpredictable sports that exists, don't we, Steve? And it's certainly swung the other way now in favour of Cumbria. Things seem to be going in their favour. They are still down by 8 points though, but they are it's well within their capability to get 8 points back. But
at the moment, from a Lancashire point of view, I think the only time that they've been in the half was when they got that scrum, and sadly Haig knocked on.
It's a good restart that. Crow juggles with it, comes forward to the 10. He seems to have gone on in a loose forward stroke second row position.
Well, he did that last week, Dave, and it worked well for him.
There's Postlethwaite. Hope you're enjoying the coverage as much as we're enjoying bringing this to you here on our league. I'm Dave Parkinson, delighted to be in the company of Steve Manning, giving his thoughts. He saw this Cumbrian side give a very spirited effort last week against Yorkshire.
I did, and
it brought even more spirit today.
They certainly have. Oh, that could have been. Oh, that was nearly a scruffy play of the ball as they go down this right-hand side. The no-look pass there to 16 Maguire. And all of a sudden we're on the halfway of the line, but it's the last tackle for Cumbria. Again down this short side. Oh, that was a...
Well, it was a no-look pass.
Yeah, and if you don't know, it's getting a bit petulant here. I don't think there's any need for that, really. For either Jack Horton or David Beck. He's made his mistake. And that's probably one of Cumbria's first mistakes in this second half.
They've been very good for the last 10 or 15 minutes, that's for sure. And this gives an opportunity for Lancashire to dig in again. Tell you what, though, it promises to be one heck of a showdown next week, doesn't it, at this competition?
Well, it does, Dave, and as we know, it's been rearranged. It's been played at Featherstone Rovers, which is a fantastic facility for us. If he throws it down, we'll not get wet. But yeah, it's game 3, the one that'll look as if it's going to decide it.
Have they put a roof over the pitch now?
Not bothered about pitch. I'm thinking about work.
To us?
Well, after yesterday, I'm thinking about us. I know I shouldn't, but I am.
Self, Mr. Barrett. Here's Lancashire in possession.
On behalf of us all, Dave.
Fair enough. Lancashire come forward over the halfway line. Good march in at dummy half. Seems a long while since I've been able to commentate on Lancashire putting an attack on. And there's the number 20, Ben Hogg, who'll play it in centre field. Good march. He'll take it in. Passes to find Tom Yates. Oh, all a bit scruffy that.
But he kept hold of the ball there, that's what matters, and they're going down that right-hand channel. Oh, what a...
Fishwick losing it. I'm not surprised, to be fair.
That was one hell of a hit. That's called the old Cumberland Juggernaut, I think.
Cumberland Juggernaut?
Yes. And I think if you're the Cumbria coach, you'd be thinking to yourself, if only we could have started and played like this in the opening stanza, Dave. Thought I'd throw an Australianism in.
You're mixing everything up. Bit of Cumbria, bit of Australian.
I had your tongue twisted then, didn't I?
Bit of Lancashire.
I've lost.
Lots of double Dutch. Here come Cumbria.
David Beck.
Ball played in the middle of the field. Ethan Clement to his right hand side. He's dropped back to Maguire. He's been industrious. Look at him still going. Over the halfway line he crosses. Clement turns it left. Ball got rid of quickly to McQuiston. Felt the full brunt of that hit going in there from Tom Yates. And Brun. Another good run from him. 30 metres away from the try line here, Cumbria. Over on the left hand side of the field. They'll continue to go down that side with Crow, who throws a dummy. Sergi's on, tries to get between defenders. Another man joins the fray there in Slater to effect that tackle, but the 20 metres out. Cumbria building. Here's New Beginning. Kick. A difficult one for McGann to deal with. Deals with it classily and starts the counter-attack as well. That's really good play from the full-back.
Yeah, good defence. He took that well and he brought the ball out, making them 10 metres as Lancashire. Can they try and replicate what they did in that opening 20-odd minutes? Well, even all of the half really was...
good work from Michael Loss. Still, they've got work to do deep inside their own half. Good marsh at dummy half. turns it to his right hand side. Better running. Hogg plays it quickly. Oh, it's a quick play of the ball. Look at that, he's away.
On here, it's good.
Here goes Goodmarsh. Goodmarsh still going. Gets over the fullback. He's still going. He's inside the 20. Real chance.
Last one. Need a quick play of the ball. They go in left. It's Horton on. Kicks to the corner. Marston's there, but he's in that wing. Little winger. It's scored the try.
Callum Gregory touching down at the corner. Lovely kick over the top. He measured that to perfection, and the good thing about that, he didn't have much time to think about it either, did Jack Horton? Looked up, saw the numbers, realised he had to effect the kick, and Callum Gregory getting there ahead of everybody.
Yeah, it was clever because Alex Marsden, when that kick had come on, he had to turn around and chase back and get it, but the pace of Callum Gregory saw him scored in the corner, which makes it 28 points to 0. They scored in the corner, and once again they've not made the kick easy for Jack Horton, but like I said, he's had some difficult efforts, hasn't he? From outside wide on that touchline. But I'm sure he'd be wanting to put one over, and this will be an ideal time to do it, Dave, to try and, as it were, stop this Cumbria comeback.
That try, though, all came off the back of 3 quick play the balls, didn't it?
Yeah.
It shows that if you can get that and generate that bit of ruck speed, you can do something with it.
I mean, obviously, from looking at from the Cumbria point of view, Dave, obviously when on one of those play the balls, the Cumbria defender slipped, so the one had gone, and it gave Lancashire that impetus. Anyway, Horton, 6-time lucky. Sadly, it wasn't. It went well left of the posts, but we've seen with his kicking game, as it were, for his goal forward, he's got plenty of class. It's just that the conversions he's had to attempt, it's not been good for him. But so it's 28 points to 14. It's 16 points to 16.
See.
So it's 2 converted tries, isn't it, Dave? And but from a Lancashire point of view, at least they've got back on the horse and put some points on in this second half, which obviously, if we played a game of 2 halves, Cumbria are winning.
It's going to be decided over 70 minutes, though, Steve.
It is, isn't it? And from a Lancashire point of view, they're happy to kick on Walden now because points difference could come into effect in game 3 next week.
I do get what point you're making, though. Cumbria get us underway again. It'll bounce up in favour of McGann. McGann will drift right.
Oh, he's gone through Braun.
It's a good run. Excellent start to the set there from McGann. He'll play this
a penalty.
Goodmarsh, who pops it left. Great running from Luke Slater again. He's been phenomenal at times. Quick play the ball. Here's Hussey. Good run from Hussey. Great run from Hussey. He's still going up to the 30-metre line, leaving a trail of destruction in his wake.
He did. He's a cannonball. I mean, that's the first time since it's come in the second half he's had a chance to drive it forward. But like you say, he took some putting down, and eventually they did. And obviously got a Cumbria player injured in back play, and we're making sure everybody's okay. But from a Cumbria point of view, at least they've got a chance now to try and breathe some oxygen into themselves. Because it's as if at the moment that Lancashire have got that second win, Dave. Yeah,
Lancashire seems to have been stuttering this second half, and I'll put a lot of credit to Cumbria for creating, if you like, that uncertainty within the game. But it's almost like Lancashire have found the gear stick and they've got themselves in gear again.
Yeah, it's looking at the injuries, Martin Brunn's 2-1 from his corner, and my mate Jonah Kelly, he's the one that's injured in back play, and he's getting up. He's had a pat on the back.
Friend of the family, is he, Steve?
I just say to I see it, Dave.
So we've got a new member of the Jonah Kelly fan club to my right hand side.
I'll have to see if he's on Twitter and follow him, Dave. Boom.
Impressed at your knowledge of Twitter, Steve.
You'd even be more impressed when I try and get 140 digits, mate.
Even though you can get 280 now, but that's another conversation entirely. Tom Yates down the field. He's 20 metres away from the line. Goodmarsh is pointing at a couple of players. Where's he going to put this ball? It's on the left hand side. Houghton, lovely ball. Oh, they've worked it wide. Chance here, running chance for Gregory. Gregory's lost it. Oh, that was a real chance though for Lancashire.
It was. I mean, it was going down in that corner. Again, you've got to give credit to that sliding Cumbria defence, because it did look as if it was going to go in for a corner.
Lots of blue and white shirts there.
I think they should have parked down there, Terry. Terry,
Just in puddle.
you're evil, Terry. Yeah, they've come inside from the puddle.
To be fair, they're on the right mark now, aren't they? They were all trying to pat down just 10 metres in front.
Really?
Oh, Lancashire have detached themselves from the scrum. They're going to have to get back in, otherwise it'll be a penalty. They could still have been penalised in all truth. But yes, Cumbria, 15 metres from their own line, in centre field. Our acting halfback is Clement. He passes left, long ball from New Begin.
Ackley.
Stepping up from Ackley. Oh, he's through again. He has got pace.
He's got Wilson on his inside if he wants to use him. Oh, he should have used him.
Greedy player.
He was through, wasn't he, Dave?
Definitely was. Chance lost, but they've not gone away yet. Solid run forward by Postlethwaite. Lancashire on full retreat mode. New Begin in centre field. He'll pass right. Links with Cush. Cush keeps it moving.
Good tackle by...
really good tackle from Horton, that one. Just grabbed hold of what he could. Trying to get down this right-hand side of Cumbria. There's the number 11, Taylor Richardson.
Last one.
He'll come back in field. Cush through hands to New Begin. He gets his kick away. It's a tester for Shields. Takes it behind his own line. He wants to run out to the 20-metre line and get a quick tap.
They're all looking the wrong way, these Cumbrians.
And he's off. It's a good run. Makes a good 15 metres. He's allowed to get up and go again. Make this 30 metres. He's over halfway.
Brilliant.
Super run from Ben Shields.
That's a great hand from the crowd here.
Now
McCann. The Cumbrian half.
Onto Hogg. Hogg sets himself for the drive. Takes on 4 players at one point there in that tackle. Goodmarsh looks up. The ball's gone loose there. There's a penalty on its way to Lancashire.
Well, he played for it and got it, didn't he, Dave?
There was hands in. There was definitely hands in there, Steve. You're not convinced still, I can tell by the silence.
No, I'm not, Dave. But the referee knows the rules probably better than I do.
Horton taps it. Here comes Hussey. Look at him go. Twisting, turning.
It's only 3 this time.
Still made 15 metres. Here's Goodmarsh. Really testing them out. It's the Lee Miners Ranger. 5 metres from that try line. Luke Slater in at dummy half. He'll pass right. Now Fishwick tries to put the brakes on. The defence reaches him. Certainly got stuck in, hasn't he, Fishwick, today as it comes to Slater. Slater gallops at the defence, gets past one. Still going. It's not far off. Goodmarsh takes it right.
I think they're in here.
It does look like it's a try. A try is inevitable there for Tom Yates. Yates too big and strong near the line.
Yeah, it's a very good try. It was a well-constructed move, that, and you felt there that one of the Cumbrian side players, I think it was New Biggins, I don't think it was Brunt or not, was taking an injury as such, but the pressure finally came off, and you got the big lad like Tom Yates, a prop. There's only one way he's going to go from close range. He was going to back himself, and he did back himself, and he scores about 10 metres to the right of the H's. It's the 7th try for 8th try, I think. 8th try for a 7th. Can Jack put one over, Dave?
Let's have a see. 8 try scored by Lancashire this afternoon. They've had to fight really hard this second half. First half they found it, dare I say it, a little bit too straightforward in the first half.
Well, yeah, I mean they were superb, weren't they? Let's be quite honest. And but fair play to Cumbria. They've made a game of it, wasn't for sure. I think Lancashire know that they've been in a game as well, Dave.
Got a changing kicker here, by the way. Michael lost to attempt the conversion.
I think that's a bit harsh. I think I'd give Jack Horton another one, David. Am I just being soft and sentimental?
He's had 7.
Yeah, but he's had 4. 4 of them haven't been easy, Dave.
Oh, definitely, I'd agree. And let's face it, he can probably kick better than both of us put together.
Without a shadow of a doubt, mate.
Here's Michael Laws. Steps up, right-footed kicker. And the flags are raised. We have a goal to celebrate.
Cheer, a Lancashire conversion. And that finishes the try scoring. So fair play to Lancashire. they had the final word in each of the halves, Dave, as it were, when they went ahead 24-0 at half time, and then they've scored that one there, Dave. But very impressive performance by Lancashire, and you've got to give Cumbria credit for getting back into it and making a game for it. And when it was 8 points difference, I always say if buts or maybe, if Cumbria could have got the next try, we could have had some twitchy bums.
10 points each in the second half. So it was a much closer second half than first. 24-6 at half time. In that first half, Lancashire scored 6 tries, with Michael Loss, who added that final conversion, going over for the first try of the game after 3 minutes. Then big AJ Hussett impressed us throughout the first half, and when he got into his groove in the second half, was unstoppable at times, wasn't he? He came up with a really good try after 6 minutes. Then Ben Shields got in on the act with a smart finish at the corner after 10 minutes. 21 minutes in, and Callum Gregory was touching down on the opposite side of the field. 25 minutes in, Cameron Haig had come on by that stage and was running rampant at hooker, scored to make it 20 points to 0. Then you're the first member of the Jonah Kelly Appreciation Society, Steve.
It was a cracking
He came
try.
on, helped turn this game ever so slightly, didn't he? He scored a great try just at the side of the post. That was converted by Newbiggin for 20 points to 6. We thought that was going to be it for half time, but Lancashire had other ideas and scored a smart try through Cameron Hay, again proving very sprightly around dummy half. Second half, Cumbria had a different mindset. We saw McQuiston go over the line to make it 24 points to 10, and as Steve, you said, there were a few twitches, I think, being felt at the time when Cumbria scored their second try of the half, when Marsden got through off that error. And what was a great kick from Newbiggin, to be fair. Newbiggin converted for 24-16, and we saw 2 late tries from Lancashire in the form of Gregory and Yates, with the final one, as I mentioned before, being converted by Loss. 34 points to 16. Cumbria won't be winning this championship. It's all going down to that third game, Steve.
Yeah, and I suppose that's what you want really in a BARLA three counties championship. But from a Cumbria point of view, before we even just touch about that, I thought Cumbria, they can learn from that, can't they? I think what the coaches will learn for the players that they get trialling through and coming through the system next year is that it's important that you make a good start, that you put the hard defence in, and you don't give early tries away, which puts pressure on you when you're playing at catch up. And they did the same in both games. But there's some talent out there, isn't there? There's nobody gone off there and not give 100% from either side. Lancashire on the day with that. We're better in the attack and defence as such, but the second half point of view, from the territory, I would have thought Cumbria may well have had bit more possession and more territory, but when Lancashire decided that it was time to get some points on the board, they woke up and they showed what a good side they are. And as I said at the beginning of this, they've shown why they're champions and why they've gone after defend it. I mean, really, it's winner takes all next week, albeit that if it's a draw, with the points difference that we've had today, Yorkshire will take the title, but Yorkshire won't be looking for it. You don't go looking for draws, do you, Dave? You go looking for a win. And Lancashire know what they've got to do next week, and it should be a cracker at Featherstone. And as luck would have it, if you can't get there, shame on you if you can't. You can watch it live on the Elwood League app.
We've been treated to the best of what the amateur game has had in store for us over the last couple of days. It's been good being alongside you, Steve. I look forward to your future company.
Yeah, we've enjoyed the Lancashire Hot Pot, and now we're going to Cumbria on Saturday and Yorkshire on Sunday.
Join us next week for that double header on Saturday, which sees Yorkshire head up to Millham to face off against Cumbria at both open age and under 19s levels, and we have the little matter of the series decider for the under 17s next Sunday from Featherstone Rovers. Do look out on social media for kick-off times. All that's going to be confirmed, but it's been great joining you, and we'll sign off safe in the knowledge that Lancashire have won this afternoon by 34 points to 16.
Bye.